there comes a tipping point in every society or world where we get too much data and we don't know how to digest the data. And when people are throwing their hands up and saying, can you believe inflation's 4%? And they act like the sky's falling. And they're like, well, did you know in the 80s, there was a year that was 8%. There was a year that was 9%. There was a year that was 12%. There was a 12% inflation in the 80s, averaging out to 5.12. And in the 70s, 7.41 was the average inflation every year. And we're in the threes and we're losing our mind. One, no one knows how it's calculated. It's a goofy calculation. No one really understands it. But two, this just shows you that we don't know how to digest information. The world's too complex, right? Our minds can't compute these uber complex, the way inflation affects the money markets, treasuries, the way it all comes together, unless this is your full-time job. For the other 99.999% of us that aren't in that industry, you might as well just say, hey, it's 42% inflation, Randy. I don't know what that means. Hey, it's 2% inflation, Randy. Hey, there's a purple people eater coming around the corner. Like, what? I don't know what any of this means. It sounds like goofy goobla. And when we start to really break this down on what inflation really means, it's a talking point. There's not a lot more, people just run out of things to talk about. The dog days of summer, there's no freaking sports on that anybody wants to watch. No one's watching the NBA anymore. So, sorry, NBA fans, closet NBA fans, but it's true. No one watches it anymore. It's not entertaining as it used to be. And there's just not a lot going on. You're outside in barbecues, right? You're outside, you're having fun, hopefully enjoying yourself. So what are you mumbling about? Purple people eaters and all kinds of nonsense. What are you getting at? I'm getting at that they have a reason to talk about this. When they start talking about inflation, they want you to do something. They want you to be scared. That is the most important part of this. They want you to be scared about your money. Because if you're scared about your money, 2, you won't spend it. And 3, you'll probably take more risk than you need, paying more fees than you probably should to get there. Because if you think you're going to run out of money, they'll say, you need 8% returns. You need 10% returns, Randy. Go, go, go. Because you're going to run out of money because inflation. And you're like, gosh, I did read that headline about inflation. He's not lying. It's going to be scary. I don't know why. My accounts go up every year, but I'm still feeling anxiety and scared. Every year, my account, I don't ever spend my principal, but I'm still nervous because of made up inflation numbers. Like, this is the game the financial industry has played to a T for decades. Since the 70s, late 70s, when they took over the mass affluent financial kind of narrative, they have basically played us like a piano. And everywhere they want us to dance and go, we go. Everywhere, you need to buy A-share mutual funds. You need to buy variable annuities. You need to take on this much risk. You need $2 million to retire. They want to keep you confused, tired, and not spending your money. And unfortunately, the reason why is they charge a percentage. So if you're not spending your money, they're taking a bigger percentage. It's not rocket science. This is the oldest trick in the book. We are going to confuse them to create paralysis by analysis. And then all of a sudden say, well, don't worry. We've got you covered. We're gonna get your money in the market. But hey, don't do that trip this year. Let's do it next year. Because they know the longer you put it off, the longer you're probably not going to do it, which means the higher fees they get. That sounds diabolical, but ask yourself, has this happened to you?